Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Backbone Podcast, where common sense still makes sense in a world that is sick and getting sicker. Uh, we're doing an impromptu podcast tonight. This has become a habit. The habit's a word that I like to use more than people use discipline or people use obsession or whatever you want to call it. I like to use habit. I think it's better. I think it's better than discipline. Discipline is like diets. You got to fight it. You got to do this. You got to really have willpower. When you make something a habit, it just becomes natural. And this is becoming natural to me. If you had told me in March, and I'm not saying anywhere by far that I'm a very good broadcaster. I'm trying to improve as I go along every time I do this. But if you told me in March that I would be doing this almost on a daily basis, I would have thought you were crazy. If you told me in January that I'd be having a podcast at all, I'd say you're nuts. I didn't know how to start one of these things. I didn't know where they were going. But a wise man once said, "It doesn't matter how you start as long as you start." So here we are, and we are going to talk about Elon Musk, who is no longer part of the Doge, I don't know, department or whatever you want to call it. His 130 days is up, and he now has to abandon his position there. And Elon is not happy. There is a bill that has come out that is an absolute abomination, and it just goes to show that these politicians, anybody you talk about, and I don't care if it's Trump, I don't care if it's whoever, they all go for them. They all work for themselves. And I know that and we're using an article from the New York Post for informational purposes, of course, that people are going to speculate why Elon Musk is going crazy on this bill. And he's going crazy on this bill because it really is sickening how much money the government spends on nonsense. And Musk, he's had some issues with the government as well. I'll go over them with you. But according to the New York Times, tech mogul Elon Musk went on a tirade Tuesday against President Trump's marquee One Big Beautiful Bill, days after leaving the administration, ripping the legislation as an abomination and condemning lawmakers for supporting it. Musk says, and I quote, "I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. The massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it." And you know something? Amen. Finally, somebody of fiscal clout, somebody who there are people who think that Elon Musk just invested in these two companies, but he's the richest man in the world, I guess, on paper. And he's I guess he's bright. He's finally come out and exposed what these people have been doing for years. Now, a lot of us know this. This is not new. We know that these guys put in their special little trinkets and, to help out their buddies. But this bill will massively increase, according to estimates now, will massively increase the budget deficit by $2.5 trillion. So who is this going to burden? It's going to burden us, the American citizen. Musk went to Twitter, or X, and Musk groused that Congress is making America bankrupt. America has been bankrupt for many, many years. Let me tell you something. We keep hearing how we're the richest country in the world, and we have this and we have that. We just basically live off paper with numbers on it with dead white guys' pictures. That's all we do. Nothing. The American dollar is worth less and less and less. And when the day comes, and it's going to come, This might be how World War III starts. But when the day comes when the greenback is no longer the world currency, it's over. You can forget it. And I think it's going to come within my lifetime. Musk, and I quote, also wrote on X, in November next year, we fire all politicians who betrayed the American people. He's been fuming about this over the last couple of days. Now, people have speculated as to why he's pissed off. Now, sources close to the Post Tuesday evening said that he went scorch earth on Trump and the administration for 4 reasons. First reason number one, House Republicans removed an electric vehicle tax credit that was part of the Biden era Inflation Reduction Act and boosted Tesla. So they removed that tax credit because Republicans believe that we should only be living on oil because all their friends are in the oil business. And this hurts, of course, Tesla. The second was, I had mentioned it before, the White House officials refused to allow him to remain in his special government position beyond the 130-day statutory limit. That pissed him off, or allegedly pissed him off. Number three, the Federal Aviation Administration opted not to use his Starlink satellite system to help run the nation's air traffic control. Now, this Starlink thing, the satellite, is supposed to be top-notch in the world, or at least one of them. Why isn't the FAA even investigating into doing this, or into using this? What do they have that's better? I mean, this dude's satellites, he's got rockets that are returning from space to Earth, and they're landing in like these little cylinder things. I mean, his technology and his know-how, the people that work for him are unbelievable. And I would argue that 99% of them are probably white Christian males, but that's another story. And number four, Trump is pulling his nomination of Musk ally Jared Isaacman, wonder what tribe he's from, to lead NASA. Trump, it's widely believed, is looking into other candidates. Now, Musk had previously dropped hints of his disdain for this mega bill. He did that on Sunday morning on CBS Sunday Morning show. And in the interview, he wasn't going crazy. He wasn't ranting like he was on Twitter or recently. He used the word disappointed. He said the bill was disappointing and that the legislation would increase the deficit, and it undermines the work, I quote, undermines the work that the Doge team was doing. Musk continued, and I quote, the president already, I'm sorry, no, this is not Musk, this is Caroline Leavitt. The president already knows where Musk stood on the bill. It doesn't change his opinion, after Trump heard the tirade. Now, why hire Elon Musk to cut costs and cut the spending if you're just going to increase the spending astronomically again? These bills are out of control. And these guys just print money. All they're doing is printing this paper and just throwing it into the wind. And I think the national debt is close to $40 trillion. Estimates have found that the One Big Beautiful Bill Act will increase the federal deficit by between 3 to 4 trillion over the next 10 years. So we will be over 40 trillion by that time. Well over 40 trillion. The measure features about 1.5 trillion in spending cuts over the decade as well. But for whom? What's getting cut? GOP leaders have argued that extending key provisions of the 2017 Tax Cut and Jobs Act, many of which are set to expire by the end of the year, shouldn't be thought of as deficit increasing because those provisions were intended to be permanent. Musk, however, again, in his Twitter posts, wasn't buying it. The mammoth bill cleared the House last month, but still needs to go through the Senate and then the House again before it reaches Trump's desk for his signature. Now, here's the scary part about this whole thing. I read in another publication that Republican Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene, and you know my opinion of women being in politics, flagged a provision in the bill that curtails state rights to regulate artificial intelligence over the next 10 years. But here is what's so concerning. She said on Tuesday that she would have voted against the bill had she known it was in there. So she voted for something that she didn't read. She doesn't know what's in these bills. And let me tell you, let me give you some inside baseball, because I knew some assemblymen and congressmen, and I knew one senator back in the day. None of them read these bills. The only thing they know that are going to be in or out of these bills are what they want in or out. So if a certain senator from the state of Kentucky or whatever, Utah, he wants a bill that is going to allow drilling for something, or anything that's going to make his friends him and his friends money. That's what they're concerned about. They could give two shits about everything else is in there, because it's none of their. They don't care. It's not their money. And quite frankly, it's not really our money either. This is all just monopoly shit at this point. I mean, are your taxes going to go up? Yeah, of course. But like most people, I think 80%, 90% of people usually get their taxes back during tax time anyway. Mike Flood of Nebraska, Republican, admitted during a town hall that he wasn't privy to the provisions in the mega bill that restrains district judges' ability to hold people in contempt. Again, he voted for something he didn't read. How are we going to take these people seriously? The measure spans over 1,000 pages, 1,038 to be exact, and was quickly ran through the House following a marathon makeup session by multiple House committees. Now, of course, fiscal hawks like Rand Paul and Ron Johnson, they've already stated that they're going to look for deep cuts in this, and they have deep issues with this mega bill. But of course, what will Trump do? He'll get the majority whip. Majority whip is the guy that literally whips you into shape. And they're going to work to convince these guys to vote for this bill, which they will, because they're cowards. Thomas Massie, one of the two GOP, one of the two Republicans, voted nay in the House alongside Warren Davidson. They praised Musk's rant on Twitter, saying that, and I quote, "he's right." Now, Musk still has significant sway with the financial hawks in both chambers of Congress. He's very, very respected, no matter what people may say. And he lamented against congressional Republicans neglecting to codify the Department of Government Efficiencies cuts he helped shepherd. Almost immediately after, a chorus of GOP lawmakers in Congress began demanding that his leadership do so. So this guy has a big platform. He has a bully pulpit. Now, this bill, is it going to go through some changes? Probably. They're going to probably cut some things out, and they're going to add some more things in. You might see one of these Democratic filibuster things where you'll have like 2 or 3 people bullshit for like 3 hours or 3 days. Who knows? But my point of the podcast for today, and there is no man memo because I was just reading these different articles for content, is that these Congress people don't even read these bills. Do I expect them to read all 1,038 pages? No. Why? Why? First of all, why are the bills that big? But they don't give a shit about you, me, our kids, our families, their future. They could care less because they're making so much fucking money with insider trading, being on different boards, donations, charity events, speaking engagements, all this shit that they're set. Now I think the day will come when, like I said, the financial shit will hit the fan with this country because the dollar is it's fake. It's fiat money. That's what it is. It's literally fiat money. All it is paper with numbers and dead white guys on it. And when the day comes when the greenback is no longer the world currency and people don't have to buy dollars to buy oil and foreign, use it in trade, it's going to be over. And there's going to be a day when that's going to happen. We keep hearing a lot of noise about China being in big trouble with their economy and they're in trouble with their population and they're not doing this right and they're not doing that right. When you hear propaganda like that, and that's what it is, propaganda about your biggest enemy being in big financial trouble, big demography trouble, big, their government's unsustainable, all this other shit, you know that there's something dangerous around the corner. When Russia and China and Brazil is a country that is resource independent. They don't have to rely on anybody for anything. If they had a government, if they had people who are smart, people who are bright, and people who weren't corrupt, and that's asking a lot, they'd be a major superpower. They would probably surpass the United States because we don't create anything anymore. We certainly don't have the natural resources that a Brazil have. We don't have anywhere near the natural resources that a Russia has. I mean, their resources are infinite almost. We still rely on the Middle East for oil. So one day, and I really believe that day may come within my lifetime, we are going to have to pay the piper. The other thing that I noticed about Elon Musk, and there is a conspiracy theory out there about the black eye conspiracy theory, where all these pedophiles or all these boy lovers, for some reason, they go through this black eye ritual. And if you look really close, Elon Musk had that's like a bruise over his, is that his right? That's his right eye. And that's where they sometimes get it. I don't know. Leave it in the comments if you know anything about that. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this up to date for you. I love doing this stuff now. It's become something that I'm just if I don't do it, I feel like I'm missing out on something. It's almost like when I go to the gym. I have to do it, otherwise I feel fat. Well, if I don't do this, I feel like I haven't spoken to a friend today. So anyway, we're approaching 20 minutes on this one. This was an impromptu one. We'll have a man memo tomorrow concerning some issues. I was thinking about maybe covering the whole gay propaganda and gay takeover of our sports. The NFL and Major League Baseball, of course, have changed their logos to gay pride flags. I don't know why. I have a feeling that there is so much blackmail there that they're forced to do this. And maybe we'll get into some of this idiocy of this gay pride month and all this bullshit that is going on in the next couple of broadcasts. But for now, Musk launches a civil war with a nuclear attack on the Orange Messiah. Let's see how Trump responds. I don't think he will. I think Donald. I think Trump likes Elon too much, and he might let this one go. But you never know. Trump is he doesn't like to be second guessed. He thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. All right. So how do we leave you? Like we always do. Thank you again for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Be careful out there, gentlemen. Satan is always busy, and my word is he on fire recently. He's lost his shit. He's having fun. So you got to be careful. Be a man, have a backbone, because masculinity and common sense are worth standing up for. We'll see you later.